I think the more that the language can be changed, the more it will stick.
Mm, mm. And I've recently been reading about the importance of sleep in all of this, because it's, it's certainly something that I know lots of people, myself included, tend to neglect, but it's kind of central to everything, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's not just sleep, man, it's like restful sleep. Like
Yeah.
you could go to bed, but if you're waking up every so often, it's almost equivalent to 3 hours sometimes. So figuring out a better sleep regime and like how can you make it better? Like blackout curtains, have meditative music, have the lavender diffuser going, whatever. Whatever works for you may not work for someone else, but I think the way we pour into other things in our lives, sleep is so, so important.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've recently bought this device that tracks my sleep, and I found exactly that. I thought I was getting 6, 7 hours sleep a night. I was getting 2 or 3 because it wasn't sort of quality. So I think that it's great that we live in a world where we've got access to a lot more data about these kind of things as well.
Yeah, and it's like you have the data, now what? Like now you start to figure it out. It's like you become your own investigator. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have water before bed. Maybe I should put my phone down a lot sooner before bed because blue light can mess up how you sleep. So like just really learning the way you pour into any project at work, you are your own project. You should pour into yourself the same way.
And the news is full of companies doing things that seem to go against, people's kind of well-being. So, mandatory return to work policies and all of these kind of things. And I know that actually, certainly in the UK where I am, if you take a step back, that is actually a minority of just kind of, loud voices. But is there a kind of a really sort of positive, movement towards wellness with employers, or are they kind of sort of stepping back from it now that we're 5 years away from out of the pandemic? What's the sort of the situation out there?
No, we're seeing it here too. There was a great quote I saw from one of the leaders at Spotify. She said, "Our employees are not children. We will continue to work remotely." And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, like I feel like 2020 proved that we can efficiently work remotely. And so I feel like me as a mom of two young kids, like it was a grace, it was such a savior for us. And like, I don't think, once again, this goes back to pouring into the employee, right? If your employee can efficiently do the work, then you should take that into consideration. I think the more we stop looking at everything as a cookie cutter solution and really like a case by case, then you're going to get that longevity with your employees. You're going to get that feel good vibe. You're not going to get the grumpy people showing up every Monday. Maybe people will be excited to show up to work. And I think that's a great place to be. If you're there 8 hours of your life every day, why not?
And as you say, it goes back to the conversation we're having about, irreplaceable people and things like that. And it's like it would be great if it was universal that we judged people on the quality of what they did, not the quantity. And obviously, a big part of performing at a quality level is having all these things in place. So to me, it's just a total no brainer for organizations and for the humans who work for them.
Absolutely.